to come about in terms of whatever the ratio or percentage or multiple is going to be. And everybody gets to wait. So you're going to have about a 2-week, give or take, dead period before the currencies can be revalued from zero back to an operable currency. And this is something everybody needs to pay attention to because this is base finance on an international basis. Now, I'm seeing, does that answer your question?
Well, no, somewhat, but basically, if you have a union pension, that would be wiped out by the stock market going down because most of them are invested in the stock market, aren't they not?
They could be. I don't think it's going to be a complete wipeout because you're using the stock market values you see in terms of retail are based on earnings multiples. Divide by the earnings multiple, and you'll see how much valuation might be lost. Now, right. If you've got cash, that's different, and you should have some say over your pension fund in terms of how it is invested or divested. So long as you leave it in there as a pension, then an interest-bearing account might prove more profitable in terms of long-term than having it invested in stocks. There's a variety of these things. I'm not going to get into the absolute particulars because not all of it has been worked out yet. This is still to come. I'm supposed to be involved with some of the setting of some of these things, whether I'll be somebody who just watches and listens or actually participates, I don't know yet. But this is coming, and I'm looking forward to the honor at the very least. So
okay.
Does that...
If you have gold and silver, let's say you have silver dollars, okay, is that a good way to go, or should you cash it in for junk silver?
If you've got real silver dollars, depends on the year. If it's 64 and before, if it's before 1964, you're in good shape.
It's before that.
Okay, then I would just hold on to them because you're in good shape. I believe those are 90% if they're old ones. So,
they're
everybody has.
They're 1930s.
Okay, then they should be 90%, I believe. One was 85 and one was 90, and then they went to the copper clad or cladded copper. So, yes. Next question.
Yes, thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Our next caller is from the area code 707, and Drake, he's got a question regarding the Keenan suit.
Yes.
Yes, from the 707. Are you talking to me?
Yes.
707. Keith Scott was working on the Keenan lawsuit, and I was just wondering if there's been any news on that.
It's news that I can't share at this point. Things are in process and progress. Everything looks good so far, so I don't think there will be a problem.
Okay. Can I ask you another question?
I hope you can be satisfied with that answer. That's about all you have.
I am. Can I ask you one other question that's coming up in the chat line?
Which one's that?
J.P. Morgan. Can you state anything about them?
I have friends that happen to know the situation better than people think, and they're not going to like this. The people that left J.P. Morgan are the good guys. They got tired of the thieving people they were around and decided to go someplace else, and they didn't care if it was McDonald's. They'd had enough. Okay. The second part of it I see is it came up on my Skype, something about Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon was principal in knowing what went on. Now, whether people like it or not, there was not a trading loss. That's a cover for a payment to different people. Whether people like that or not doesn't matter to me. And that's the fullness of the situation that I can share. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next caller.
Sorry about that. I had myself muted out so I could talk to the kids. Okay. Let's see. Our next question is from the 425 area code, and this question is regarding those with dual citizenship from the Middle East. Caller, your mic is open. Area code 425.
Okay, thank you. Hello, Jake. Hello, Minuteman.
Hello.
And Lady Dragon, thank you for all your work. And a quick question, though, about, and this is something that I put in an email to you, Drake. I know you're real busy, but the question has to do with the dual citizenship or so-called Israel firsters that are in our government and advising for a long time now on Middle Eastern policy. I see those as a real problem because some of them, I mean, all the way down to Rahm Emanuel, who is a reported Mossad agent, have been influencing the government for quite some time. So are they part of this strategy to weed out the Mossad or Israel or actually the Zionist influence in our government?
First of all, one thing should be noted, and that is the 13th Amendment. This was included in the paperwork that was accepted by our military, and it specifically states that you cannot be the agent of a foreign country and stay in our country without acknowledging that, number one. Number two, most of these people are known, and most of them will have a choice of leaving or standing trial. Some of them will be arrested, depending on their involvement and what they've done. So there's a variety of things that will transpire. The interesting part about this is that most people are not aware of the fact that you cannot typify the bad guys. They come from all forms of control mechanisms, agencies, groups, walks of life. So I'm not going to say that, I'm not going to put it all on Israel's doorstep. Some of, and this is something people need to be aware of, some of the people who say Zionist means return to Israel. That is a big difference between what people understand and what is actually going on in terms of what Zionism is. Now, I did some research and found out that the ideologies are ones that are ancient. These are the same ideologies in the ancient prophecies that's been going on since the time of Christ and before. So these people have been practicing this for thousands of years, and they've been implementing, putting people in place, their plans, change a little of this, change a little of that, for that period of time. So you've got something that is going to be extraordinarily difficult to deal with because of its complexity and the fact that some people are still unknown. So,
agreed.
Some of
thanks
this
for
will
making the
come out.
distinction.
Yeah, and some of this will come out immediately. Some will come out later. There's going to be some variation. But it's going to take an extraordinary amount of effort on our part and an extraordinary amount of due diligence, extraordinary awareness, and some real heavy checking as to, well, why was this person at these meetings with these other two people that we know are guilty? That casts suspicion on that person unless they happen to be a mole who's on our side. So trying to figure this out is like trying to unravel the old Cold War spy system. It's not easy, and it's going to take some time. But, yes, it can be done.
I'm glad that you see the difference between what is known as Israel and what is called Zionism and its ancient roots, because I've done a fair amount of research in this area, too. And it's way older and way more far-reaching than people give it credit for, and it almost has nothing to do with the state of Israel. That's
exactly.
a cover story.
No, this goes to one other
anti-Semitism
thing.
and all that is a cover story.
Yes. The thing about this, though, and the crux of it is that almost all of this, including each and every power that that everyone is familiar with, goes to finance, and this is where the Neil Keenan suit comes into play. When you remove that power, then you can't hire the thugs to do whatever you would have them do. You cannot have people remain in power who are dirty. This will be taken care of. This much I do know.
We cut off their money source, and they're no longer as powerful as they appeared to be. And
exactly.
Just one final comment. I do appreciate the comprehensive answer you've provided. But on your Facebook site, are you the Drake Kent, or is that, because I heard you on one radio show saying that was an admin, that wasn't you, and it seems like on the Facebook site everybody thinks that's you. I don't know, one way or the other.
I'm going to let everybody wonder about that.
Beautiful.
We'll add a little mystery to it. How's that?
Exactly. That sounds great. Well, thanks very much, everyone. Take care of yourselves.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for calling. Okay. We're going to take one more call before the break. And let's see. This caller is from area code 506. A question regarding Canada and their military. Caller, your mic is open.
Hi, Drake. Thanks for taking my call again. I'm just wondering, is the Canadian military, according to your intel, anywhere near as dedicated to this evolutionary change as the American military is?
That's a good question, and I would suggest you ask Lady Dragon that. Do you have her website?
Yes, I just sent her an email.
Okay, I would let Lady Dragon answer that better, but she's there, and she has years of experience. Now, my understanding is that there is a complex relationship, and it's similar to what we have here in some ways, in that you got good guys and bad guys on both sides of the fence. So she would be the one to actually best answer that question.
Okay, good luck, Drake, and thanks for everything.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay.
Deidre, are you back?
I'm back.
Yeah, I'm here.
I need to call her back because or else my phone's going to shut down in 30 minutes. Deidre, she needs to answer me.
Yeah, we're here. I'm sorry, I can't hear you during the break.
Okay, sorry. I need to call you right back or else my magic check will shut down, okay? Calling you right back.
All right. Okay, Drake, you're back on.
Before we go to a caller, I got something I'd like to say.
Yeah.
Okay. And I want everybody to listen up, and I want you to go to veteranstoday.com. There's an article of 520 that says, Mr. President, we have had enough. I'm going to highly recommend that particular article. I know Mr. Duff, Gordon and I have had numerous conversations on veterans' rights, among other things. This article covers a whole load of things that we are discussing here tonight and points out a lot of the things that need to be accomplished. So this, to me, would be something, Deidre, we might consider even posting on the website. There is a link or the article in toto. It's that good. You read it, tell me what you think, and if you think it's worthy of posting, I definitely would.
And it can go in the forum.
Okay. I'd appreciate that if somebody could do that. Callers. We got another call?
Sorry, trying to juggle. Yeah, we got another caller. I'm trying to juggle cats here, so to speak. Okay, we've got, I'm going to guess this person is calling in from Skype. Brian, is it Frida? 8?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, you're open.
Oh, thank you so much. Drake, let me just tell you, man, you are the shiz, man. You're the shiz. Like, I've been following you since the get-go. But I just want